Imagine a park basketball game that isn't pay to win. You never have to spend $1 to upgrade your build, and the creators don't make it extremely hard to do that for free. You got male and female My Player. You can play online against each other with those builds, and the park modes aren't separated like they are in 2K. You got play like a guard, backcourt shooter, slasher, backcourt defender, basically 2K19's archetype system. You see, this is a Steph Curry build. We got a 95 three-point shot, 95 shot off the dribble, and in the store, every single item is easily earnable by just playing the game. You never have to spend $1 on here, okay? So let me show you guys the icons in this Steph Curry build. You might not know what that is, and of course, we're gonna talk about what NBA Live did wrong as well, but you see, as you're grinding out the build, you get +3 stamina, +3 steal, +3 layup. Making a shot with the green releasable Grant full stacks is the maxed out stack upgrade you can get in the gold category, and as you go down the build, you got your bronze and your silver as well, so you get 3 different boosts to your player as well as the attributes and everything like that. Let me show you guys this Kevin Durant build. Or at the top, you get an impact reduction when a defender is late to contest your shot. So basically, like Super Deadeye, and it perfectly matches who Kevin Durant is, which is something that's really cool about this game. So you see in the badge categories, they've got badges, but not a million like on 2K that completely dictates the game. Back in the day, your ratings actually mattered so much more than the badges and stuff that you had on 2K. So we're gonna talk about the good and the bad. We haven't even got into my favorite part about NBA Live yet, but we do need to talk about the sponsor of this video, which is PrizePicks. You now have a chance to make 100 times your cash back with the new Demons and Goblins, and it's simple. Step 1, select your sport. Step 2, select the category you want. Step 3, pick whichever players you want. Then look at their projection and choose if you think they're going to do more or less than that. The more you get right, the more money you make. And if you click my link in the description to sign up today for PrizePicks and use code BadgePlug, PrizePicks will match your first deposit up to $100. Yes, double the first deposit, so thank you PrizePicks for sponsoring the video. Anyway, this is my absolute favorite thing about NBA Live, and for those of you that have been here for a while, you know exactly what I'm about to say. There's 30 different areas to play at. You got Rucker Park, Venice Beach, the Drew League, Paris, wherever you want to play. Every time you load up into the game, you're gonna play at a different location. The sceneries are different, the colors, it's amazing. I mean, just think about someone who doesn't play the game a lot. They're gonna load up, and it takes 29 more games if they get the right shuffle to play at the first place they played at. I mean, that is amazing. They got leaderboards on this game that 2K just implemented this year, but didn't really do it correctly. Look at this. In the Drew League, you're able to play where LeBron played, and you can actually earn stuff. You can find teammates to play with and play against the computer to earn jerseys that are really cool for free. You don't have to pay any money. Now check out these locations, how they look, the intros. You got Venice Beach. You can play in the Philippines. I mean, the Philippines, you know how awesome that is? 2K definitely needs to do something like this in the future, and I've been trying for years to get them to notice this. So NBA Live had to pay for these licenses to be able to play here, and 2K could easily do the same thing. They got a legend grind, guys. But not only that, they also have a My Career Legend grind if you prefer to play like offline, or say you don't have teammates to play with. They literally mix them both together, unlike 2K, who's never been able to do that correctly. When they tried to make My Career the method, it was way better than playing real people, which didn't make any sense. Look at all these places. You got Paris, France, Washington, D.C., New York, Los Angeles, Philippines. I mean, it doesn't stop, and it's the best thing about this game, in my opinion. Now, where NBA Live went wrong, and real quick, I want to let you guys know that if you make a new build, you can almost upgrade it all the way to the top right away for free. It's like a rebirth system, which is really, really cool. But where NBA Live went wrong in a lot of people's opinions is the gameplay. And we're about to get into that in a second. I'm going to show you guys my first game back on here. That's what I wanted to show y'all. Literally my first game, no practicing, nothing like that. You got public matches and private matches, which 2K still does not have private matches besides Pro-Am. And people have been asking for that for a very long time. But check out how fast I get into a lobby. There's actually still people on the servers to this day, which shows that this game did do something correctly. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that if you actually broke down NBA Live's gameplay, it's got some pros where 2K has some cons, but I honestly do believe for 2K24 that there is more pros on that game than the cons of NBA Live's gameplay. You see what I'm saying? So we will break that down and talk about it for a minute, but I want you guys to understand, as if you didn't see last year, I even set up a petition for NBA Live to come back, and they still might come back to this day. That's for a future video for us to talk about, because there was some stuff that came out. But you have to understand, it's EA, right? They try to compete with 2K19, and that was tough. If they tried to compete with 18, maybe, you know what I'm saying? If 18 and 19 were both really bad, it could have done something. But 19 at the time, like, people were happy with that game, or at least the sentiment, the overall opinion of the game was pretty high, especially versus what we have right now. So what NBA Live tried to do was make a game that was very low in microtransactions. Even in this mode, it's almost, you can't spend money, you know what I'm saying? So I want to obviously warn you guys that if NBA Live did come back, it's not gonna be like this. I mean, there's a 99% chance you would have to spend money on every part of the game, or at least it would be like 2K, where you don't have to spend money, but like they make it hard to not do it. You see what I'm saying? But I think most of us are aware of that. The important thing is that if NBA Live 25 comes out, it has to be much lower than 2K. I think that we're all okay with spending some money in order for a game to be good at this point. You know what I'm saying? Some microtransactional money, but just don't make it overly expensive. Like, if I have to pay 20 bucks for a build, 30 bucks for a build, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's a big breath of fresh air from 2K, where you are able to play for free. If you guys haven't seen my 60 to 99 no money spent Kobe build video, I highly recommend you go check it out. It's my best video ever. It's got almost 450,000 views in less than 2 weeks. Literally a 3-hour movie that took me 3 weeks to make. If you guys haven't checked it out, highly recommend once again. But you see, I'm missing a shot right here. It's 4-4 in this gameplay, and that was a terrible shot. You see, bad shot popped up. The defense on this game is really good and really bad at the same time. It's very weird. You see that block right there? Good paint defense, okay? So you're able to really stick onto your defenders, but at the same time, a lot of crazy shots go in that I know a lot of 2K players would not be happy about, because a lot of 2K players think that the skill gap of the game, as you see me making them both jump and taking that dunk right there, is getting open. Not necessarily shooting like a 40% contested shot. Getting open and then knowing how to time your shot has always been the skill gap, but mainly getting open, right? This year, it's kind of like shooting with confidence with a 30% contested shot, and those can still go in, which we really haven't seen in previous 2Ks. But what I'm trying to say is, I guess you could say this shooting is more realistic, because a lot of contested shots do go in, but people think in video game basketball, the skill gap is not being able to time a 50% contested shot. You see what I'm saying? The skill gap is getting open on your defender, and then the shooting, if you can do that, it usually isn't that hard for the person if they're able to get open over and over. But in this gameplay, you guys will see, look at that steal right there on the inbound pass. I can't do that on this build right here. If I go for a reach, especially when I'm out of position, you're done. And these courts are big enough to where you can't play two defenders. You guys know how 2K literally will never make their courts bigger, even though people know that's the problem. Look at the ankle breaker, step back into a green. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I tried to dunk it, but hey, we still timed it right. I broke his ankles. But anyway, what I was saying is, if you guys aren't deep into 2K, people have been complaining about like zone defense and things and how overpowered they are in the 5v5 modes like Rec, Pro-Am, whatever. The reason why they're even that good is because of the size of the court. You can't play two defenders on NBA Live. You literally cannot. And 2K has tried to add things into the game to make up for that, because for some reason they don't want to put in a bigger court size, like how Needle Threader, if you guys know about how Needle Threader stuns you on the passes when you're trying to play like two people at one time. That's their like kind of workaround, not making a bigger court. You can't do that on NBA Live. But look at this right here, man. I caught the ball in the corner, and I don't know if it's because maybe he flashy passed it, but I was pretty upset with that. Like, why could I not just catch the ball in the corner and shoot that right there? And it gave me a turnover. It gave me a turnover. But yes, I mean, you will see there is cons about this game. Like, the paint defense is really good and really bad at the same time. It's the only way I can explain NBA Live's defense. And look, I was cherry picking right here. I'm on the Kevin Durant build, by the way. If you don't see, the games go to 15 on the side. I've got my stuff there, and it's basically like takeover. Like, if you start getting hot, that will light up, and then that's when it activates your icons and stuff that you unlock while grinding out the build, which is super cool. And on this game, by the way, people have figured out like an animation glitch or a build glitch or whatever, and you can have like women dunking crazy and stuff. Basically, you can make your builds a little bit more overpowered, or a decent amount more overpowered. You can't like make a demigod that does everything, but you kind of can. You see, I find a wide open man, and we're getting that shot to go down. So literally my first game back on, it hasn't went perfect at all by any means, but I mean, 4 for 5, 2 assists, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy with how we're playing at the moment. So yes, it's actually so weird that 2K players want EA to make another game, and then EA players like in Madden want 2K to make another football game. Like, it's kind of crazy, but we do need to realize that microtransactions, either way, if 2K makes a football game and if EA Live makes a basketball game, like, it's gonna be back. We just don't want it to be, or at least I am understanding of that, and just don't want it to be very overpriced. You know, like 2K has just over and over made the price of VC, made your VC mean less and less over the years. Like, yeah, it's around the same price, but everything you do with that VC, as you see a guy quit so they have a computer, is more expensive. So I don't know, man. You guys let me know how you feel about everything that has been said today. But I really feel like NBA Live, man, if it came out today, and keep in mind, I'm playing this on next gen, so the graphics do look a little bit better. But this game, as you see me green in that shot right there, this game was made for the last gen consoles. So just keep in mind, just think about if EA made a next gen game, it would look a lot better than this because it would be made for the next gen consoles. And I think this game is not that bad looking at all. Like, it's really not. They gotta make sure the animations don't look as weird sometimes. The dribbling is a little bit clunky, but a lot of it is pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't have green or miss, but they could have green or miss in their ranked game mode if they came out with a ranked game mode. I mean, there's so many possibilities, but you see, we end the game right here. And man, if you guys made it to the end of the video, comment down below live plug. Let me know if you made it to the end of this video. And hey, check this out right here, bro. You got a video to click or tap on. I got 2 of them up here. Whichever one you want to watch, I'll let you decide. I'm about to be out of here though, so you might as well click it or tap it. And I'm out of here. Peace.